Can't y'all all see that the dog and pony show is all but complete? I mean, our whole entire country. Now what I'm getting ready to do is exercise freedom of speech. But I'm going to tell the truth in the midst of this freedom of speech. Can you believe? And yes, I can believe it. There's no shock to me whatsoever at all. When you see the way that Joe Biden rubs on little girls and rubs on little boys and gets close to them, and you watch these sick adults sit there and watch these people get molested by this old man right in front of them on camera. Nobody says anything. But then you turn around and you look at Kamala Harris, and of course, hey, you know just as well as I do, her history is all but out there. What move was this? Trump made a move by saying that they're going to give out all this unemployment money. That was a political move because of the election. All right, signed 4 or 5 executive orders. Joe Biden says, all right, my chess move is I'm going to put an alleged black woman who was, I think she was the attorney general out there in California. She sent more melanated black people to jail than has ever went to jail under Jim Crow. And you ought to go and look and see who Kamala Harris is married to. And of course, you know, you don't really truly have to have any morals and values today, because when you start looking at the history of these presidents and these senators and stuff, it's a good old boys club. So what did Joe Biden do? I told y'all, and I said in a few videos ago, that you have, let me see, when George W. Bush Sr., let's go Reagan, George W. Bush Sr., right? Then next thing you know, in comes Bill Clinton. Then after Bill Clinton, the Democrat, comes the Republican George W. Bush. After George W. Bush, the Republican, comes the Democrat Barack Hussein Obama. Then after Barack Hussein Obama comes Donald Trump, the Republican. And now the next president is going to be what? Democrat. And I'm amazed that we still, out of 380 million people in this country, are still only putting up with a 2-party electoral system, just Democrats, and Republicans. It's amazing. It's like, ain't there any other choices? And how are these choices controlled? They're controlled by the mainstream news media. You see, we all know that there's something wrong in this country. And there's definitely something wrong when Joe Biden, Democrat, Donald Trump, Republican, we know that in this country right here that the white vote is basically divided. And they need the votes of the Hispanic and the blacks. That's the reason why they're very important in every single election. Because they're the ones who swing the votes, even though that we're not the majority of the people. The whites in the country are so divided, equally divided, that it takes them courting the black vote, it takes them courting the Hispanic vote and the other vote in order to get them over on this election right here. And of course, you got Kamala Harris, who they allegedly say is a black woman. I don't believe it. I don't believe it whatsoever at all. She has Hindu roots. From India, and of course we all know and I don't even want to go over all the lies. The internet is already blowing it up, but the sole purpose of putting her in there, and I tell you, boy, is it just me, or I know I'm not the only one, but is it just me that sees that this country is ran by a bunch of immoral people? And does morals and values and ethics, does it even matter anymore? I mean, they're ruling over us to our own hurt. I mean, these senators make $3,300 to $3,800 a week. And they're griping and complaining, arguing over a stimulus bill that would give American people who's on unemployment $600 a week. Look. The banking system is coming down. This country is coming down. It's bankrupt. It's coming down. We done had our run as one of the greatest empires that there ever has been. It's coming down. You better position yourself to not get caught up and trust in these elections, because all you're going to do is get more of the same mess. The Democrats, same old stuff. They're coming after your guns. And but I say it again, man, the black vote, you got to be a fool if you sit up there and fall for this mess with the Democrats. I just don't understand why melanated people, black people, I don't understand why they don't do their due diligence and don't do their research about the Democratic Party. It just don't make sense. Now, neither one of them ain't worth nothing, because all we're going to get is the same old mess. When a politician's mouth is moving, they're flat out lying. It's a comfort position. It's a position of power. It's a position of life and a position of ease. That's what it is. But man, I tell you, some of the things that these people had to do in order to get to the top, downtown Willie Brown, it's utterly amazing to me. Myself personally, I ain't gonna think about it. I wouldn't have any interest to run. Why run to be a president of this country anyway? I mean, it's just off the chain. Something's got to be done, and it ain't gonna come unless, the same way we're riding in the streets out here in the United States of America. We got to do a hell of a lot more than that to change and revamp this system right here. But I can tell you right now that a lot of these people care more about sports and championships than they do the actual changing of the guard and changing the structure and constructure of this wicked country called America. And the whole world knows it's wicked. I just got finished talking to a brother from Sweden yesterday on the phone. And I asked, so how are they pushing the narrative as far as the news media? And he says they're pushing all the narrative in favor of Joe Biden. Now, Joe Biden, he's got 1 foot on the earth, 1 foot in the grave. So what does that mean? That means automatically that Kamala Harris will be the first black unelected president. And that's something, a woman, a female. And I tell you what, man, it's just amazing what goes on here. But I can show you so much. I may even do that, show you so much about Kamala Harris and stuff. And if you want to know even more about her and Joe Biden, all you have to do is go back and look at the Democratic primary debates and stuff. When they were at each other's throat, that'll tell you everything you need to know. You can call it war or whatever you want to, but these folks are out there, when they're in a position to try to become the next elected official of the most powerful country in the world, they tell the truth on each other. But it's amazing how we so soon forget.